You watched video 1. You now understand the relationship marketing system and how it helps you build trust and authority before the sales conversation ever happens. But I'm guessing you're still thinking something like, okay, but I'm not good at sales. Or maybe I hate outreach. I don't know what to say. I'm not naturally persuasive. Here's the thing. Probably 90% of the coaches and consultants and service providers we work with tell me that sales and outreach are the exact thing that keep them stuck. Not because they're bad at what they do, but because they associate sales with pressure, awkwardness, rejection, and constantly feeling like they have to convince people. If that's you, this video is going to be a huge relief, because I'm going to show you exactly how we eliminate the chasing, convincing, and the awkward sales dynamics completely, so you never have to feel like a pushy salesperson again. Let's talk about sales and outreach for a minute. The truth is, most business owners hate this part of growing their business. And honestly, I understand why. Right now, you're probably doing one of 3 things. Either you're avoiding outreach altogether because it feels uncomfortable, or you're forcing yourself to do it inconsistently and burning out, or you're spending hours trying to learn scripts, sales tactics, and persuasion techniques that don't feel authentic to who you really are. Maybe you've tried cold DMs. Maybe you've tried sales scripts from YouTube gurus. Maybe you've bought courses teaching high-ticket closing. Maybe you've even considered hiring appointment setters or sales reps, and maybe you did hire them and they failed you. Maybe you're really great at showing up with highly engaging messaging and content, but are frustrated with how to get your messaging in front of your ideal customers. And the worst part is this. Income is inconsistent. You know you need a reliable client acquisition process, but deep down, you resent the process itself. Here's why most marketing strategies for coaches and consultants don't work. Everyone sounds the same. Everyone is pitching. Everyone is trying to shortcut trust. And prospects can feel that immediately. Most lead generation systems fail because they focus on volume over alignment. You end up talking to people who aren't qualified, aren't emotionally bought in, and aren't ready. And expensive agencies often fail because they don't truly understand your expertise, your voice, or the emotional nuances behind your offer. The real issue is this. High-ticket client acquisition is fundamentally about trust transfer. And trust cannot be automated through pressure. It has to be intentionally built through positioning authority, emotional resonance, and relationship. That's why most people stay stuck. They're trying to sell before the trust exists. That's exactly why the relationship marketing system works so well. We start conversations with your ideal prospects in a completely different way than they have ever seen before. Then we position you as the trusted authority who has something different, something worth exploring. That's when they experience your thought leadership content, answering every question and ensuring they feel seen and understood by you. By the time you're on a call, they're convinced that you're their solution and they really want this to work. Here's what we handle. We craft the messaging, positioning, and emotional hooks that make it irresistible for your prospects to not engage. Then we help you create strategic short-form and long-form content designed specifically to further reinforce your authority and trust with aligned buyers. No more random posting, no more guessing what to say, no more trying to become a full-time influencer just to get clients. Every piece of content has a strategic purpose. We also help structure outreach in a way that feels natural and human. This includes personalized conversation starters, humorous and no-pressure follow-up systems, and relationship-first conversations. The goal isn't to pressure strangers. The goal is to create meaningful interactions with people who already resonate with your expertise. That changes the emotional dynamic completely. Instead of chasing, we're attracting. Instead of convincing, we're clarifying. And instead of overcoming objections, you're speaking to people who already trust you. You focus on serving clients and being great at what you do, while we help engineer the authority and relationship systems that bring qualified opportunities into your world consistently. Let me give you a real example. We worked with a consultant who absolutely hated sales calls. They were incredibly knowledgeable, but every time they got on a call, they felt pressure to perform. They had tried traditional sales scripts and cold outreach tactics, but it felt completely unnatural to them. At one point, they told me, "I feel like I'm great at helping people, but terrible at getting people to buy." And honestly, that's how a lot of experts feel. So instead of trying to turn them into aggressive salesperson, we rebuilt the process around trust and authority. We refined their positioning, created strategic authority content, implemented relationship-based outreach, and structured their pre-sale process so prospects were already educated before the calls. Within weeks, the conversation started feeling completely different. Prospects were showing up already familiar with their philosophy, already emotionally bought into the process, and already trusting their expertise. And they eventually told me something really interesting. They said, "For the first time, I have a reliable flow of new clients. I don't stress about how I'm going to reach my monthly revenue goals." That's what happens when you have a system that's been refined and proven over time, and that really works. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. How much does this cost? How long does it take? Will this work for my business? Or maybe, what if I'm starting from scratch? These are all exactly the questions I answer in video 3. So in the final video, I'll walk you through how the process works in different situations, what the investment looks like, what kind of results you should realistically expect, and exactly what the next steps are if you want help implementing this system. So go watch video 3 now. It ties everything together. I'll see you there.